And,
Well, that's kind of a broad term.
well, but,
Need special event insurance? Probably not.
no.
All right,
We're
we're
good.
ready.
All right. We will stand
What are you
and
thinking about?
say the, what are we going to say?
Pledge.
Pledge,
Pledge
the
of
Pledge of
Allegiance.
Allegiance. Thank you, Carla. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does your mind ever go blank like that? Can't think of the word Pledge of Allegiance. All right.
Oh, my mind's sharp as a tack, let me tell you, Henrietta. I never forget anything.
Consider for approval the minutes in the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda as presented. Oh, wait a minute. I had one thing, a question. Are we approving payroll claims today?
Yes,
So that needs to be added.
yes.
Okay. I'll add number 11, payroll claims, to my motion.
I'll second it.
A motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to approve minutes, the agenda, with an addition of number 11 payroll claims. All in favor, say aye.
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 Organizational meeting, appointment of chair and vice chair.
Do you have the results of the test?
Do we need to call in a specialist or anything? or-
I am special.
All right, do we have, it's just an appointment, it's not a motion, is it?
We vote.
We vote on it.
It
have
is
to
a
have a
motion,
motion.
and okay,
Yep,
all right.
I make a motion to keep Susan.
yep. Oh,
Point of order.
Oh, that's a point of order.
Yeah, I don't believe that was a legal motion.
That's funny.
I'll make a motion to appoint Mr. Jensvold as chair of the board.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I'll make a motion to appoint Terry Derby as vice chair.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Man,
Oh, finally the power's back where it belongs.
sorry, Carla. Oh, I gotta go all the way over there. Oops. I think that's my page there too.
Which
Thank
one?
you.
This one?
Yes, thank you. Make sure it's the right one.
Natural order of things is back.
Could still be outvoted. though.
Okay, appointments to several boards.
So Care Connections. You're still going to that, right? They still meet? Oh, they're done? Okay, so we can scratch that one.
It can be eliminated.
Central Iowa Juvenile Detention.
Myron. Bill is on that one now.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm not looking at it.
So keep that as is. Chemical dependency. You've never had to go to that?
Do they have meetings?
In 16 years I've been on the board, it's never met.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never heard anything.
So is it something that we just eliminate if it's in that many years, or do we leave
I
it
think
on there? Or what?
Unless we've been told different, we have to probably leave it on there just in case.
Yeah.
The chief medical examiner, that changed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who is our chief?
Dr. Couchet.
How do you spell that? Okay,
Kuchay.
EY,
Couche,
AY,
Couche.
Kuchay.
Is Dr. Osterkamp still the alternate?
I don't think so.
Or weren't they gonna make one of the,
I asked her.
oh, she's still on it?
Not.
Not,
It's just Dr. Kuchay.
yeah, all right, yeah, we're just going through him and
Cherokee. Do they still meet? You know, do you get any information from Cherokee or?
Hold on. Cherokee is,
A mental health facility.
no, I don't get any emails. Do you, Carla?
Mm-mm.
No,
the,
nothing.
the thing is still running. But, yeah, I've never heard of anybody.
Last,
Mike Stensrud used to talk
Yeah.
about it every now and then.
that it's a total farce and that
Yeah.
it's not worth going over to.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just Mike.
Well, he thought that about most of the stuff.
My only concern is I think we still need to appoint somebody, so if there's ever a problem like with some of these other committees where we gotta have a representative for it to speak our piece.
Is that board under any other larger
Not that I know.
board?
That's a facility board.
Which, I don't know how that works now. Well, it's still a private entity, so the state wouldn't have taken it over.
And I'm not sure, yeah, it's just an advisory board, so you really have no say in how they operate.
I can stay on it if
Yeah.
there's ever any.
We just need a name in
Stay
there.
we
the way
need
it
to.
is, and probably never anything will ever happen.
We'll just avoid putting Bill's name in there in case there's a conflict of interest.
That's what you get when you get all the power, Bill.
Civil Service Commission. I think they're still all around, aren't they? So Deb Coates, I would say we could probably reappoint her.
Okay.
I think she's still around.
Mm-hmm. Mike Swenson's.
Yeah.
So leave those.
Mike Swenson, I mean, he's still around.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a year yet.
Yeah.
I guess they
But
both do.
we still have to be aware of if anybody's moved away.
Yeah.
So the conference board, it's us three and city representatives.
And have
Ru-
some of those changed now,
Russ
though?
Leitz is no longer the mayor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's Jason Sturgill. Bruce Helgeson is the mayor for Lake Mills.
Instead of Mark Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Harmon, who got Scarville?
I don't know the guy.
I'll have to think about that one.
Okay,
Didn't
so
anybody pay attention to the
Bruce Helgeson.
canvassing of the elections?
We did, but
My photographic memory's been failing me.
how come I can't find who was the Leland one?
Jason Sturgill, Russ Leitz.
Oh,
was
that-
it.
It's in-
Which other one was it you said that changed?
Mark Peterson, Russ Leitz, and Doug Harmon.
Uh-huh.
So who's there instead of Mark Peterson?
Bruce Helgeson.
Bruce Helgeson. Mark is still on the council. He just moved to a different position.
So, is Louise still on the city council up there in Rake?
Who?
Louise Hagedorn?
Yes,
She's the mayor.
she's the mayor.
Okay.
I think this is her last term.
And then the last three names are what,
Schools.
schools. We don't know if any of those change.
Not to my knowledge.
So in the Ag Extension Council, there must be just 2 openings.
Are we,
Aren't they all good?
But if there's still open spots.
So there's-
Oh, mine's color.
2 open spots?
You
So
don't have
do
the
we
color.
need to search for
Yeah, look at that.
people for that?
I think that they were elected, so I just need to check who was elected.
Oh,
I know last year we wrote in Molly Payne, now it's on here, so. Board of Health, do we have a change in doctor then?
nope, she's still on.
Okay,
Jackie, Sonia, Sandy, they're all good. And Sandy's,
I think Sandy was up for appointment, so if you guys wanted to appoint her back again.
yeah, I think we talked to her and she said she was fine.
Good.
With it,
I don't
so.
know.
Board of
Julie,
Review.
this is off the subject, but where is Twyla now working out of? Which place in Garner?
Iowa Specialties.
Okay. I heard it on the radio. I couldn't remember.
So, nobody's up yet on the Board of Review. Nobody's moved that I know of.
Mm-hmm.
County Conservation Board, Tim Missel's up.
Did we want to
No.
add the supervisor to that board?
I'm fine to be on that.
Tim Missiles doesn't expire until 2030.
Mine says 2025.
Yeah, mine says
You're on the
2025.
roll, Bill.
Oh, I'm still on the Board of Health, maybe? Let's see.
You're on the board of review.
Yeah, all right, yeah, there it is.
I don't think he said anything about wanting to go off
No,
or anything, so Tim. And we can add me to the county conservation.
can we add a position?
I don't know that answer.
And it's a 5-year term, and my term here is up in 3 years. So how do we know how to do that? Or am I just
Well,
a
if
guest?
if you don't do it in 3 years, then we just deal with it then. I mean,
Yeah, somebody else does it.
I'd like to check in to see if we can add a position on that one.
Okay. I can do some research.
I think everyone on there has a vested interest in it, but I just think we need to have a representative on there.
That's an easy one to attend. You're not driving to forever, but they don't, I don't know if they Zoom at all, but it's close. Okay, you'll let us know on that, what you find out,
Yep.
Carla? Everybody's good on the county magistrate nomination.
Same with the zoning, planning and zoning.
So the judge magistrate, they all, just every so many years, they all get reappointed? They're not
Yes.
staggered?
Mhm.
Would that be on certain election years, maybe, or something? I don't know.
It's when they appoint the magistrate, I believe.
Okay. Planning and zoning, nobody's up yet. I think they're all,
Mark Anderson.
Should probably check with him to see if he wants to do it again.
did he show up at the last one?
He did.
Okay. 'Cause he's missed quite a few, but he was sick, or he had somebody sick in the family or something.
I can find out whether he's wants to run for another term. It's a 5-year term.
Yep.
I'll call him.
EMS has Scott Anderson's expiring in 2024. But he's still on it. So I assume we can just
Reappoint,
reappoint him or whatever.
verify he still wants to.
Yeah.
He's been showing up, so.
I think
Yeah,
it's
no.
a typo. I think we already reappointed.
Yeah, that should have been last year we
Yeah.
reappointed him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just add, those are 3-year terms? Or what are they?
It goes out to 28 now.
Where are you at?
2 year. The advisory council, Scott Anderson,
Oh.
Tim Weaver, and Brian Knudsen were reappointed.
Yeah.
So Scott should be what?
28.
And
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 Nathan.
Weaver and Knudsen also should be 28.
Yeah, Tim Weaver, Brian Knudsen, Nathan Ostrander. All 28.
so nobody's up this year.
We probably need to see who's gonna take Daisy's spot.
Oh, yeah, Marcia's been coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do that or check with her first.
And Marcia's already on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She was the alternate
Oh, she was the alternate.
filling in. But I think at some point the city might have changed that.
Okay. I will take her off as alternate and put her on as the spot.
What's the ECNCI?
Early childhood.
Oh, okay. Is that still going then?
Yeah.
Okay.
We never miss, do we, Julie?
Nope.
Meet in Bancroft.
The examining board is all up.
Oh.
I suppose we should check with all of them, make sure they're ready, they're okay getting appointed.
I can talk to Cheryl Bell.
So the examining board does for if we have to have is that the one for appointing an assessor?
I think so.
Yeah. Only when there's a vacancy and
I bet they all would be willing.
Guess I can talk to Steve and Dan.
you're talking to Cheryl then?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take care of everything else.
You got it?
Yeah.
It's one thing about you. You're always there for us when we need you.
FEMA board, I suppose that's just in an extreme emergency, huh? I don't know what they would do. I've never heard of them ever meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because anything to do with FEMA that comes along periodically goes through the whole board here. So, yeah, just keep it as is. HIPAA compliance,
You guys meet?
I think you guys meet. I've never,
We don't
I didn't,
necessarily meet, it's just,
is Kelsey in charge of it or who is?
well, I deal with ISAC with it,
Yeah.
so, between the two of us.
But I suppose we have to have a compliance committee just in case there's a need to action something.
Yeah.
Oh, there, Kelsey and you are the privacy officers.
Is it 1,000,000 degrees in here?
It's not
Actually
cold.
just right. You have a fever. You're hallucinating.
I'm warm.
Yeah,
It's warm in here.
we're closer to the window.
I'm ready to open the window.
Housing Trust Fund,
That's me.
ICAP rep, you, Bill and Carla.
Inheritance tax, those are, guys are all to 28. So they're good, huh?
Yeah. Like,
Community action, that still's the same. And North Iowa Council, NICOG stays the same.
I think Cassie will still do the
Yeah.
development board.
Emergency response, Terry and Andy.
Yeah. It coordinates with the same day as the transportation policy, so
Mm-hmm.
just go down there for 3 meetings.
Need to make Winnebago County Tribune the paper and take the Lake Mills graphic off and the Buffalo Center Tribune off.
It's kind of nice, and you can call an office, it's open all the time.
It's a nice little paper.
I had to get my ad for the DD12 elections in, and it's like seamless. All the
Nice.
records are still there from the Buffalo Center one, and
Nice.
they're actually getting distributed in Forest City now, to different places. B4C, you guys still meet, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is Rick Hoffbauer still the? Buffalo?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So what's back to the official newspapers? Are we going to get dinged for not having another official newspaper?
You can do what you can do, so.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. Just-
You mean we
it
don't
is-
have to start one?
They'll have to send the police after us,
Yes,
code enforcement police.
Yeah,
Yep.
the paper police.
Port Authority. I think Beth will still do it. Public Safety Commission. That meets next week.
Where do you meet?
Out to the jail, or the conference room out there. That's that and the E911,
Mm-hmm.
same time.
the Title VI, we took Susan off and made it me, so that we didn't have to redo the documents every year.
Okay. So you're sticking around.
Who?
You're
sticking around.
Transportation.
Okay, so second judicial department, is that even a board anymore? Oh, so
No.
that's a scratch?
That'd be a scratch. They put some of the we're kinda on an advisory council, so
So there's something there?
they could have a meeting,
So we have to change the
but
name though?
supervisors are nothing.
So it's advisory.
It wouldn't be the judicial department is not second judicial anymore. I think they're all together now.
Do we need to have a rep on the advisory part of it?
Well, at one time they were just gonna take a handful of the people and put them on the
Yeah.
advisory board, but they did have an advisory meeting once that I went to, but they weren't gonna have one again in person. And if they have another one, it's gonna be a Zoom thing, so. So I guess technically, but it would be Judicial Department of Corrections instead of second, because they're all one now. There is no first judicial, second judicial anymore.
So judicial what?
It'd just be Judicial Department of it's the Department of Corrections took the whole thing over.
But we don't have a seat, probably.
I don't know if we all are on the advisory board now, all the supervisors, or whether mental health, you're only picking a handful for sure, but now I can't remember. It seems like with the judicial, they were still gonna have us all on it. But they just, it's almost pointless to have a meeting.
We'll, take out the second and add judicial and just leave you.
Judicial is
And it's
just
advisory.
Judicial Department of Correctional Services Advisory Board.
The transportation, we need to see who's gonna do that instead of Daisy.
Transportation, Terry,
I'm on that.
Susan, and Daisy.
I'll find out next week if I get re-voted chair.
Okay.
I've got to replace Daisy though. I've gone through several people on that. Not everybody likes to go to a 2:30 meeting in the middle of the week. And, I could ask Marcia Tweeden if she wants to do that one, since she's retired.
Okay.
Usually the real small town representatives really have no interest in it because so I can call Marcia on those two then.
It's like Veterans Affairs and Steve Bosma, I'm sure he's never indicated that he wants off of it, so I would think
Reappoint him.
just reappoint him.
That'd be 28 then?
Yep.
We keep Lily as the weed commissioner.
Workforce development is still active with lots of changes going on, but
Been a rough year for jobs. I was listening to the year in review and all the layoffs in the state and the area. So nobody's up for reappointment on the compensation board. And And that meets next week on Thursday?
Yes, 8th.
And the time is at,
9. And trustees and clerks are all elected.
They're appointed.
They're appointed. But usually they give us suggestions then, or
Mhm.
do we see any people that have gone away?
It's good in the Buffalo.
Dan Arnovic. He still kind of lives up here, kind of lives down in Newton.
mhm.
How do you deal with that?
Depends on where he,
Still got the farm out there. They live down by
Still
Newton,
use
so
the
they can be
house.
close to the grandkids.
They still own the acreage and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
suppose it depends on where he registers to vote and where he has his driver's license.
My guess is he probably ain't gonna change that. Well,
Probably not.
Probably,
I would guess not.
say probably keep it here.
I'm sure he still wants a say in it.
Mm-hmm. No, I think they're all, these the ones I know,
Still kicking.
they're kicking. Some are down south, but
Hello.
I've noticed when you ask people to be on different board, positions like this, it almost stimulates them running for like city councils and things like that. They have to build the confidence on it.
Yeah.
so Lyle Pippin in group 4 sold his business, so he's not really a business owner anymore.
Who bought it? But the person that bought it,
Can't think.
does he live in Buffalo?
It's a dad and a son. You know the name of the people who bought the
Lumberyard?
lumberyard in Buffalo Center? I can't think of their name.
Hasbrook,
Yeah.
Kevin and Dan.
There you go.
And Don Helgeson sold his business.
And Don did too, so
But I don't know if the guys that bought that are in Lake Mills. They're probably from Albertley.
probably, I think.
I can find out. I can stop at the lumberyard. I got to stop there anyway. I'll check on Don one. So who's checking on Miles or?
I can get the number of those folks and from Lyle and ask them. Hasbrook, right? You said?
Yeah, Kevin, here, I got Kevin's.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
stop
you
down,
can do
I can stop down at the
Oh, you
lumberyard
do
and
it.
ask him if
You're
he
right
wants
there.
It's a
to.
long drive from your house. Yeah.
Which,
Well-
which house?
On my way out to the farm, I drive right by there all the time, so it won't be a special trip. So I won't have to write down too much mileage for it, so.
Oh, you're not gonna do it from right when you leave the meeting here, all the way over there?
Yeah, no, yeah, I should probably,
Who's gonna
You
tell,
want Kevin's number?
he's just gonna stop down there, right? Or do you
well,
want
yeah,
to
give me,
Who's
I
gonna
don't-
tell
I might
Lyle
have
and
his
Don
number.
they're gonna be heartbroken that they're not on eminent domain anymore?
I think I've had discussions with Don before.
Yeah.
He's disconnecting.
Yeah.
You're just gonna send the number to me?
I can.
That
I
way,
didn't know if you were that technologically advanced or not.
oh, you'd be surprised.
I'm amazed right now, Billy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the new chair of the board, you notice.
I did.
I'm,
Honorable.
yes. Finally, the natural order of things is back.
Doesn't want to stay
The
under.
boss, it says FD behind it, so.
I didn't want you to say it over the,
I forget it's recorded.
So we've got,
what's the TFD stand for?
He's on the fire department.
Oh,
Michael Swenson up in Rake. He lives in Lake Mills, and the business was in Lake Mills. Does he have one? In Rake?
actually, I think he just sold that building.
I was gonna say, I think he just sold the building.
Yeah.
It was just north of the bank, that little gray
Yeah,
building.
cause who bought it? I was surprised at who bought it. Oh, Bucket bought it, I think.
Oh,
I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you say that, I think that's, yeah.
is it near the other one?
it's right next to the bank. It's right north of the bank.
It's in between the bank and.
Oh, yeah,
the
his bar is on the other side of the street.
Okay.
It's near it, but,
block,
yeah,
halfway across town, right?
yeah.
So we probably, if you want to deal with that one, find out. Maybe we need Bucket on there.
Yeah.
Got business in every town.
Yeah, he does. I can ask him.
Everybody has their homework of who to contact.
Yeah.
I think text Lyle that he's off.
Oh, holy cow, I even got it into my contacts. Yeah.
I'm impressed, Billy. Big things are coming in 2026. Not the new year.
Most important thing is that we have the right date on the stamper.
Yeah, you had to roll all of them today.
I was hoping that there was a 26 even on it.
I suppose.
Hey, do you remember, did Forest City replace Daisy on the EMS board with Marcia?
I don't know if they have officially yet.
Okay, 'cause
I- last I
We do
talked-
the appointing, but we get the suggestion from the city.
Mhm. And,
I would assume Marcia will stay on as the rep.
yeah, because I don't think she technically was the representative.
She was the
before.
backup,
Yeah, she was
Okay.
like the backup.
but she's been
She's
serving.
on our list. It's,
Yeah.
Last I talked to Marcia would have been either New Year's, whatever the day was right after the snowstorm. And the comment she made to me was the city was working on committee appointments.
I'll give her a call.
Yeah.
I have another one for her too, so. Do you have the holidays?
Chelsea Sprintman.
Okay.
We could take any suggestions that people want from the floor.
You mean for holidays?
December 21st, that's a pretty important day.
Is that your birthday?
Yep.
I did get an ask from the secondary road department if you're gonna make the 26th a holiday.
Nope. You just do half holidays
No,
on eves.
nope.
All right, we've got Martin Luther King, President's Day in February, Memorial Day, Independence Day,
Which is on the 3rd.
which is on the 3rd, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, the day after Thanksgiving, which is November 27th, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day.
It'll be a full day then,
Oh,
because we don't have Good Friday off.
It's kind of tight, we added Easter to our list, because we get to work Easter too.
you can't talk people into not having crises on holidays?
No, we've tried.
Is that right?
I think we're gonna just close the doors for 48 hours and give us all a break, and then we're gonna restart, new year, new us.
Does that mean no
Yeah.
transfers too?
Yeah, everything. I would go into crisis mode.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 holidays list.
I'll second.
Motion Derby and a second from Smith to approve the county holidays for calendar year 2026. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Other organizational duties.
I don't have anything.
Nothing exciting? Well, that was very organized.
Trying to think of anything we've ever had that listed under there.
Yeah.
The only
It's
thing I
always
can
on
think
there
of-
though.
The only thing I thought of was when we had to add something to the list or something
Mm,
onto that list or whatever.
Auditor's office will discuss drainage matters.
I have my cell phone today, so I can't text anybody.
Look at the time. I texted you a half hour ago.
I guess I could push the buttons
Just
here.
can't please some people.
I'll have to remember how we do that again.
Pick it up and dial.
Pick it up and
75
dial her
7511.
11, yeah.
You darting?
Okay, just pick
We
it up.
get drainage, so he
I'm
takes
restless.
Just pick it up and dial 7511.
I don't ever pick up. I just go there and.
Yeah, but that mess, if you go speaker, then that messes up.
This is up.
This.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So you just,
Pick it up and then dial the 7511.
but if you want to
Who
get
am I
out,
talking
if you want to call him, or if
Happy
you
New
want to
Year,
call
Steve.
something else out of the system,
Then you gotta hit,
you hit 9.
oh, not, yeah, no, yeah, it says on here 9 for outside.
Yeah, I don't. Feel like I've been having a truck.
I'm hoping to leave by 2, but
There she is.
Morning.
it's in Christmas Eve.
I don't,
I-
sorry, I don't have anything for drainage.
I got a phone call from Sean yesterday,
Yep.
maybe, and we talked that through
Yeah.
on the rest of that clean out
Mm-hmm.
going west.
Yeah, to the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he was gonna also send me an estimate so I could send out more orders because, we'd already done the one end, but I want them to be prepared now for the total.
So which one's that?
It's the one north of Lake Mills
Yeah.
there with the,
92?
I
where
think it's
Brian was
92.
gonna clean out the one part.
Okay.
And then Sean and
Yeah.
Gary were gonna.
And Sean and Brian talked and they went through that. Yep.
Yep.
Alright.
So,
But, it might be a $17,000,
right,
$20,000
right, cause they may need more
deal.
footage than what Brian did,
Mhm.
so, and I haven't gotten a bill yet from Brian, either on his part.
Okay.
Wasn't that long ago. It seems like the rest of it got done over on the
That's
west
why
side.
I had suggested Sean do it anyway, because they have cleaned every different direction in 92. And so I feel like it's in their backyard also, and they know it.
But it is a lot of peat out there, so it
Right,
does slough.
Right, and that's
So the-
what Scott had said when he was in here too, so we'll just keep an eye on it. Brian was gonna kind of talk to his dad too and make sure that that end stays, and we'll just keep
Yeah,
it as it
they're,
needs it.
they're having conversations back and forth, so that's good.
It is, yep. And at the end of that actual lateral, is it 92 lap 3? I feel like that's ringing a bell right now. But there is a private part of it. And so Sean had talked to Brian too about that end is private.
Is that to the east?
at the very east side on, as it goes south.
Getting
yeah.
close to Worth County then.
I believe so.
Yeah,
So that, everybody's in talking and so they're doing great. So. just keep going.
Okay, well,
that's all I
chase
have.
the sheriff off with our drainage, so.
You know, I'm just good for a treat.
So if you ever wanna go to a bar and get rid of a sheriff, just start talking drainage.
This is true, right?
Start talking drainage, they'll leave before you leave, so they can't give you your ticket, huh? Yeah.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I can see getting pulled over. They think I'm talking on the phone or something. No, I was just talking to myself about drainage.
We're ready for you.
Yeah, because that's a brand new law, isn't it?
Fine start at $100. On the state patrol's post.
How does that pertain to you guys when you're
I don't know.
out and about and having to,
What fine starts at $100?
The hands-free thing, the only thing you can do is talk to your phone now, you can't touch it in any way. So you gotta have a button on your steering wheel to tell it to call CARBA. and
But
then
isn't the touching that button almost the same as touching the button on your phone?
I didn't write the law.
They've done several studies on this that have proven that the phone in your hand is not the distraction, the conversation is the distraction. I mean, texting, I mean, that's
That's different.
That's different.
Watching movies
But-
while you're driving.
or that and stuff like that, but,
all that.
but the people get themselves so caught up in their conversations, they forget what
I've
they're
done
doing,
it.
and,
I forget where I'm at or miss my exit because I was talking to someone and not paying attention. And
yeah.
everyone's done it.
I've seen truck drivers with their feet up on the dash and movie playing and they're driving down the road.
Here we go.
That's crazy.
We don't even wanna start to talk about what I've seen the people in the cars doing when I'm
No.
in the truck.
So what's next on the agenda, sir?
Yeah, well, Scott Minders, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters and what they're doing in their trucks.
hey, Scott, how you doing?
I didn't get the context of this.
Yeah, you don't
You don't
need
want
to
it.
know.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I won't address
Just
that.
skip to next.
Okay, main thing I'll point out today, we have a job ad posted, with applications due a week from today. We got an opening in Buffalo Center, that we're trying to fill.
And that, is that truck driver or is that Blade?
He took care of a gravel route in the winter and drove a truck in the summer.
Okay, so both.
We'll be doing a little bit of checking internally to see if there's any movement.
So you need somebody that is a vet, has the ability to do either, probably.
Yeah, ideally.
So do you keep your past applicants for position, those, or do you just expect to
They have to reapply.
The
reapply?
applications say how long we'll keep them. But of course, we had an opening in Buffalo Center in October.
Yeah.
And, if somebody was interested enough in the job, they'll fill out a new application.
Sure.
And that being said,
You should stop posting the hourly rate. It tempts me every time.
I haven't seen an application yet.
An $8 an hour pay increase? You gotta be kidding me.
The hours are better.
Yeah, well,
The hours
no,
are way better.
he gets some pretty bad hours from time to time,
But
yeah.
I feel like Carla would run it through the shredder if she seen it come through the office. So I don't even waste the paper.
Because that eliminates you from the medical investigator.
Yep.
You're stuck, Joe.
So I'll say we ran a quick timeline to get applications in since we had a recent opening out there. I assumed if somebody was interested then, most likely they'd have a chance to be interested now. So hopefully we'll get some similar applicants. We had some good ones last time.
I was puzzled why there was an opening there, but I've since been filled in. I had a few people call me, and I'm like, ask me if Bruce retired, and I go, no, I just talked to him not that long ago, not yet.
He's still,
Yeah.
he's still working.
How did you do through the storm then?
Fine, I'll say, haven't felt, we haven't had any major machines go down. Haven't had any major trouble that way. This last term, we had a few latecomers to work. We had to address that. But that was really the only thing. We got caught up okay, got cleaned up the next day just fine with the crew we had.
Did you have like a couple different guys split up the extra route, or?
By the second day, the pavements were shaping up fine, so we took and pulled the guy off of the pavements and went to gravel.
Mhm.
And then, I'm not sure if they split the pavements further among, the remaining 6 or how they did that. But, the blizzard conditions were bad for visibility. They were really putting a lot of snow on the road.
Yeah, the drifting wasn't bad.
Of course, we had to go get drifts, but, in general, you could go miles without really any snow on the road.
We were lucky to get rid of a bunch of snow so we could store it.
Yeah, no, yeah, that mountain sure.
I don't know,
helped
what did we average across the county? It wasn't that much, was it?
5 maybe, it's hard how you.
I don't think I saw more than 3 or 4 around my stuff.
out. Well, you get up further north and they got a lot more.
Yeah.
The different apps said that was 5 and 7, but I don't think it was
There's
5
no
and 7.
uniform way of measuring snow.
Well, I've got a lot of trees to the north, and it just didn't seem like it was more than 3 or 4.
I would guess it's about what we had.
You almost
So
had
dry
overnight
and-
gas.
What's that?
You almost had overnight gas at your house.
Yeah. Well, somebody asked me if I did, and I'm not yet.
Did Matthews?
They had to have
They
almost.
had to have had Matthews where they were all stuck there.
If we would have had more than 3 or 4 inches of snow, the drift in my shop wouldn't have been chest high all along the west side of my shop. It would have been above my head, so.
We fairly regularly, and I've talked to Ethan, but we fairly regularly have either a full crew or a paramedic in Thompson, so just forewarning that. Cause like this last storm, we would have had to have had you guys to go anywhere to the west. Cause the curves were all blowed shut on Highway 9, and there were cars all over, and there would have been no way for us to get west of Thompson.
I could get to town on a gravel road that night,
Mm-hmm.
and people couldn't travel Highway 9.
No.
Do you suppose those trees might disappear now, or?
Have to talk to the owners.
It's a good conversation to have.
Yeah,
Suppose there's any DOT money that would assist
well,
with that?
you would think that they would be more than worth their effort to get rid of that.
Typically, when you think about wind breaks and interstates and highways, you think the more the better.
But at the right distance.
Mm-hmm.
If they were set back another, 40 feet?
I was gonna say 25, 50 feet.
Yeah,
At least, but
Not up against the right of way?
Is that just that little patch of trees?
right at the curb, between the
It's
curbs.
about 3/4 of a mile of trees.
The whole curve.
Yeah, and that whole curb on a,
snow in there about 4 or 5 feet deep.
yeah, and then you end up with several vehicles in it and all that, and it's just a mess to clean up.
Usually it's people going to Golden Oval.
Oh,
or
really?
Rembrandt or whatever.
Cage
so it's
free.
hard to communicate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
Hmm.
Spreche die Deutsch? Yeah, no, oh, no, yeah, all right.
My only other thing is I have budget numbers to put in the system. Carl asked for, every department's numbers. And the property tax outlook's pretty shaky at this point. So, do we try and assume revenue numbers will look like last year, or?
What did the valuations do? I was trying to open things up on my iPad, what that you
Valuations
sent.
are up significantly.
Are they, is it because of the turbines then, or? Because we're still, the one up in the north, up by Joe up there, those are still coming online. I don't know if there's other valuations that increased.
I'm not sure, I'd have to really look at it to see why, but I'm guessing maybe the assessor would know off the top of her head.
Okay.
So I suppose this year we'll have the mandatory, reduction factor, the highest reduction factor, but I don't know how that math works exactly.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
Yeah, I haven't got any numbers in the budget yet, so
Yeah.
as soon as I get to that, I will.
You want me to send you what I have, or input what I have and then change it, or wait until, maybe we discuss things?
I would wait a little bit, yeah.
I'll wait until you say it.
When will we start talking budgets?
I told everybody to have them in the 9th, so if I get them in the week of the 12th, probably we can start having budget meetings the 20th.
Okay.
Your schedule's free?
Well, as long as it's after the 9th. I have to take a certain relative resident at my apartments down to Des Moines to go to Vegas. So
No, you don't.
her annual trek to Vegas.
I'll be here on the 20th, but then I will be gone until the 26th.
Well, maybe we can look at,
Bumping
depends
it
on how
up.
quick I can get them injured.
What climate am I packing for? Tropical kind of thing? Okay, perfect.
No,
No.
ski,
Oh,
or Denver.
I'll just stay here.
The town
More
that's
snow
up
than
and
what we
down,
got,
up and
yeah.
down. Just wait a few minutes, it'll change.
Let me get them in, and if you're gonna be gone on the 21st,
Yes.
through what?
Leaving right after the meeting on the 20th to the 26th. I'll be back the 27th.
Okay,
So
I know it's not great timing, sorry, but
so like the 14th, I have meetings in the
grandchildren
afternoon.
call.
okay, I will. Yeah, I don't know how long. If we can try to get it 14th, 15th, 16th maybe,
Yeah,
That'd
I can do the morning of the 14th.
morning 14th.
I can do all of those.
We have our Board of Health meeting the 16th,
But that's first thing in the morning, right?
Yep. 8 o'clock.
correct?
Yeah, I have this meeting at the same time, so. So after
How
9
long does
o'clock.
that go?
An hour.
An hour, okay, so,
Yeah,
So 9 o'clock.
Or safely 9:30 probably.
safely 9:30, I would say.
okay, so the 16th at 9:30, 14th AM, and the 15th, we're good all day?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll try to get the budgets in then.
because we're excited to do it.
I know, yes, very much so.
I'm looking forward to it.
You guys wanna talk about some projects and stuff out in front of that, or?
We could, if you want
Absolutely.
to bring it up.
Okay. We'll maybe get that in next, when do what's our schedule here? We meeting Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah,
And then,
So,
maybe it's 13th.
the reason we're meeting today is because we're legally required to have a,
organizational.
Yeah, okay.
So you'll submit the budget by the 9th, but then talk to us on the 13th? Or you talk to us on the 6th about something before you submit the budget?
I can try to get, I have.
We don't have to have it.
I think if you had a
Yeah,
few
I have
things,
the list updated and a map, and I just haven't kind of put it in the system, so I can be ready.
maybe the 6th would be better.
All right, anything else for secondary roads? All right. Consider for approval update to Title VI agreement and policy.
This item doesn't require any action today. We had this as a standing item for an annual update, but now that you guys have a approved the authorization of Carla and I to update this policy, we can handle this administratively. Eric's got stuff put together for me to review and sign soon, so.
So our actions before we're not expiring? We just allow you to do it going forward?
We need to approve them every 5 years,
Okay,
or every time the signature, the people signing it
okay.
get replaced. However, so, when it was a new chair every year, that's why we had to approve it here, so.
So now it's just you and Carla.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we can do it every 5 years, or if Carla and I are not here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No action.
and we'll move on to open forum.
You must have something, Joe.
I think I'm at the end.
No, he's next.
He's right.
No, I mean.
He's waiting for the next one.
Oh. We can talk about storm stuff if you want.
Can.
I'm
It's
gonna-
open forum, you can talk about whatever you
Well, I
want.
told Carla I am gonna work on an email beginning of the week about, we need to come up, emergency management, we gotta have some kind of a plan in place for warming shelters and people to staff them, and whether that be the nature center or,
Yeah,
I
that'd be
mean,
nice.
'cause that last storm was ridiculous. I was out in it for 6 hours trying to get cops out of the ditch and motorists out of the ditch, and then we had that car stuck in the bridge down on 69, and I sat there for 2 hours.
Hmm.
Just, what do you do with it? I mean, you know, and even a policy on how do we go, who closes 69, who closes Highway 9? They're state highways.
Yeah.
Well, the
We have
DOT has to close them, but are they there to know that it needs to be closed?
Because every motorist I rescued was either traveling to Nebraska, Kansas City, or Des Moines, and it was all because the interstate was closed, and now here we are out.
Mhm.
They close the interstate, well, that doesn't increase the IQ of the drivers on the interstate. Now
Just-
we're out fishing them out of the road ditch because they're trying to,
If you can't see on the interstate, don't you think that possibly you're not gonna be able to see on a 2-lane?
logically, I would agree with you, but
Was there no room at the inn?
If I had to go any distance at all, I mean, all right, yeah, I drove from Bankins to town that night, but, any distance at all, why would you even think about doing it? It just can't be worth the risk.
No.
But, you know,
it's, and like, probably the most eye-opening thing for me was, we rescued a adult male going to Des Moines, and then we rescued a female with a dog going to Kansas City, and I
And
couldn't
they were
really-
this direction?
Well, I couldn't really turn around in the road, so I dumped them in Lake Mills. Well, then we're standing in the PD, and the adult male said, well, they were gonna put them up in the Civic Center alone. They were just gonna take copies of their driver's license unsupervised, and the male says, I don't feel comfortable staying with a female I don't know. And it was like a light bulb to me, like, never even thought of that, you know?
yeah,
So it was a
think you have
pretty
to
big mess,
be
and I think we should work on getting organized, but that's coming down the pipe. Cause, you know, like for us, we can't take them back to the fire station, cause now we get a medical call, what do we do with a room full of strangers at a fire station with no one to watch them, you know? Someone's gotta be overseeing them,
Yeah.
so they don't decide to take the fire truck and try to make their way home.
yeah, there are some people in the world that make funny decisions.
And you don't know until the decision's been made. So, I'm gonna work on an email and send it out to everyone, and I think we can. Now with Carla moving, we've got another central location, we can dump stranded travel.
Oh, yeah, there we
at her
go.
place, so
Yeah.
it'll make
Yes.
her move.
So this resolution,
Right in the middle, it's just,
I forgot to put that on the agenda, so I'll put it on next week, I just wanted to show it to you.
okay. Yeah, we do this every year, right?
No,
Oh, yeah?
no, that's a new one.
Employee health insurance.
Elizabeth,
And
say
then-
we have to do this, or what? What?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay,
All right then. Next week, huh?
that'll be a next week. Just put it back in the pile.
About interest. interest earned.
We have to take action if we want to get interest
Received?
on certain accounts. That would be, yeah, that's a received.
I'm relearning this. This doesn't get stamped at all.
No,
That's
this is
from
for
last
him.
week.
Well, no, you have to sign it.
I did.
Right, that's all. This goes with the file.
Okay, anything else we're open for? If not, we will just move on to number 8, discussion of possible action county volunteer program with, and budget for E EMS.
So we took, for the technical committee meeting and the advisory council, we did a proposal for, that we wanted to push on you guys for approval. The short of it is it's basically under the same management structure as the paid employees are for EMS. We're gonna open it up to volunteers that are willing to travel to volunteer, because we have some down here. And any day that there is a paid person stationed at a station, so example, Lake Mills, Buffalo Center, like, what is today, Friday? So today I've got paid people at both Buffalo Center and Lake Mills. If they can't find a driver, then we would open it up to volunteers. And then if someone wants to volunteer, let's say Billy wants to volunteer and he wants to go sit in Lake Mills today, because he has to relocate, he would get $5 an hour pager time, and then if he gets a call, he would get $9 an hour that's paid for out of the county EMS budget. But any calls that are run with an ambulance with double staffed county personnel, volunteer or paid, 60% of the revenue generated from the call will be paid back from whatever ambulance is used. So if we're using a Forest City ambulance in Lake Mills to run the call, then Forest City will give the county 60% of whatever the revenue was. So if it was a Medicaid patient and it was a $200 payout, then 60% of the $200 would come back to the county. If it's a Blue Cross Blue Shield call and it was a $1,500 payout, then 60% of that would come back to the
How'd
county.
you come up with the 60%, the percentage?
Because that's about what it's, if you divide the expenses of running a call over it, on average, it costs us about $1.50 a mile to own an ambulance, just the flat ownership. It costs about another 75 cents a mile to maintain them, fuel and tires and oil changes. I didn't get into the weeds about insurance because both sides have insurance. Supplies, average supplies for a medical call are about, I would say, on your average medical call, probably $100 in supplies, medical supplies. And then you figure in all the other wages and everything. Wages are your biggest expense out of all of it, so it's to offset the wage factor and try to not make people go broke. However, if Billy is a county volunteer and Billy wants to help out on a Buffalo Center ambulance shift because he can take call from his couch, Billy would then get paid whatever that ambulance service pays. So like Buffalo Center, for example, is $2 an hour to be on call and $20 a call. So as a county volunteer, that's what Billy would get paid, and our idea behind that is to not encourage people to quit the volunteer ambulance service and become a county volunteer for money. Or to push county volunteers to become a member of their local ambulance service instead of just being a county. Like this isn't a system that we want to take over the county. We're trying to come up with a way to make it so it just
Balanced.
helps the existing systems and doesn't become, ooh, look at here, I can make $5 an hour to go lay on the couch in Lake Mills. Then we had a person that was suggested $15 per diem for any shift over between 6 and 12 hours. And the idea behind the per diem is to get them out in the community and try to If they're covering in Lake Mills, here's $15, go to Tell You What and eat supper with the crew. You know, take an ambulance, park the ambulance on Main Street, go to David's, get some groceries, make some food at the station, but try to be out in the community, because the more you're visible, the more questions you raise, the more interest it sparks with people. Of, oh, look, we do have an ambulance in town, or, you know, it, just the physical truck out and about in the community really answers a lot of questions, is what we found, so. That's kind of what that's the short synopsis of the county volunteer program. This is uncharted territory, so.
So this is from input from the volunteers.
This is, basically, it's a problem-solving step. We've seen problems where we've had personnel stationed somewhere and they don't have a driver. And we know we have people over here, but we don't have people here. And like, how can we bridge this gap? How can we better utilize the staff when they're out and about without breaking the bank? And this is as close as a rough draft as we could come up with.
And all three services are on board, or for the most part?
Well, the ones
We
that
haven't
certainly
heard
are
much.
short-staffed would surely like it, I would think.
Well, we haven't heard much from them. Lake Mills, they came to the meeting, but they brought a new person that had never been to a meeting, and his
Is
eyes
that the
were
one that
open.
was at the EMS?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and his eyes were open to a lot of things. The plan moving forward, if you guys approve this position, we're going to go down, so everybody has fair shot at it. We're going to send out a job description and an application and username and password for the county scheduling software. So for anyone that's existing in the county software or in the scheduling software currently, we have an email and a phone number. So we're gonna email everyone the same information, so no one can say, well, I wasn't told this, or I didn't know this, or whatever. It'll just be a big mass email, is how we're gonna get it out. And then from there, we plan on reaching out to, you know, maybe there's people interested. Maybe the meetings are scaring them away. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to go to a monthly meeting. So we'll reach out to people like on the fire department. You know, hey, do you want to be a county volunteer? And you get a text message when we're looking for a driver in Buffalo Center. Oh, sure, I can do that, you know. And try to have like quarterly trainings that's required by them. We don't really know. Like I said, it's uncharted, so there's going to be changes. I know there's going to be changes going forward. But this is kind of the rough draft rollout of. Here we go.
And what effect on the budget will it be?
Probably the biggest effect it's gonna have is if they sit there on $5 an hour and we don't get any calls. So $50, $60 a shift for a 12-hour shift is what it's gonna have.
Plus the food allowance, right?
Plus, yep, so $75 a shift, with no revenue back would be the biggest expense. And I would probably look for about 5 to 6, unless we open it up to double staffing. There's days in the world where there's nobody still at some stations. So if we open it up to, instead of having it a day where I've already selected that Sam's gonna be in Lake Mills today, and then they can't find a driver, and then we put a volunteer in there, if we open it up to 2 volunteers wanna cover the shift, then it'll be more, but then you have an ambulance in the town, so it's like, it's kinda. And the reason I say that is because there are communities that I know people are interested in this county thing, and they have storefronts, or they told me that the $50 a day or $60 a day might force them to go to Lake Mills to work more in their storefront or whatever. And the one is an EMT, he's interested in it. So, you know, that's another deal of, okay, well, Levi's up in Lake Mills today, and he's an EMT, and he's willing to volunteer, you know, on the volunteer. Now, do I ask Terry, do you want to drive today? Not you, Terry, but another person that's interested in the county system. Hey, Levi's in Lake Mills, do you want to go to Lake Mills and make a full crew with him? So then it's technically a double volunteer crew. I don't know. So that's gonna be I would say the most, I would look for probably 5 to 7 12-hour shifts a month, probably. at the $50, so 250 to.
But there will be some
400.
money coming back
As
in
long as there's a call run.
to supplement some of it, yeah.
But if we get skunked out of a full month, I would say the most we're looking at, probably a budget effect would be, let's just say $500 a month. And that's barring that there's no calls.
I think it would be worth that if at the worst case scenario.
I think if it makes an ambulance available for one call that they weren't. We had kind of a sad outcome call in Lake Mills where there wasn't a crew available and it was a time sensitive call not that long ago, you know, and would have outcomes changed? I don't know. You can sit here and go, what if, but it's just one person, cause it's an invaluable asset you're dealing with, you know, it's.
Irreplaceable asset,
Yeah,
you know,
it's-
I mean, it's,
I like your idea of having the unit be more visible as
Mhm.
well, too.
Cause we've looked at a few things as to what we've done, cause we're hovering right at the 50 members on Forest City right now, which is really impressive when you look back 3 years ago where we were. There were talks of us going down to staffing one crew instead of having 50 members. We got good numbers in the EMT class, and we're trying to figure out what the niche is. And a lot of it is it's a social attraction. It's oh, that looks like a fun group of people to be with. Well,
Networking and,
you know, you don't know that it looks like a fun group of people if you sit down there behind four cement walls in a room with no windows.
Yeah.
So when
A
you're out in
fun
the
group of
community and-
people doing good things
Yeah.
is even a better attraction.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and then the more we talk a little bit about, you know, the extra money that people get, because we're shifting more to trying to call it more paid on call than volunteer, because there's a lot of people that are ending up with $200, $300, $400, $500 a month paychecks, depending on how much call they take or how many transfers they take. And I would say another draw for some people is the transfer gig, because they do make a lot of money on it. You know, they get paid $20 an hour to drive the ambulance to Iowa City. And a lot of people will use it as an emergency. I need $500 for something. Pick up a couple transfer call shifts, and they end up with the money, and we end up with money, and the county ends up with money when Joe does the bookwork, and on time. So yeah, so far it's working out good, but I don't know. It's a constant evolving thing we gotta keep an eye on, and this is the next evolution. We'll give it a whirl. It might work, it might not, I don't know. If it don't work, throw it in the trash bin and go back to the drawing board. That's all we can do.
I think it's worth it.
I don't think there's gonna be too many people that for $3 an hour are gonna wanna go sit somewhere else rather than sit at their house either, so. I mean,
The difference, the only argument I got with that is I do, because there are people,
no, I mean the ones that are gonna take
Oh.
away from their,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yep.
I think there might be people that will go do that,
Mhm.
but, you know, the $3 an hour difference probably isn't enough to make them wanna abandon the Buffalo Center ambulance
Yeah.
to sit in Lake Mills all the time, I would think.
Yeah, no, and I just, my concern is if you were on Buffalo Center, the reason we did the pay difference is if you're on Buffalo Center ambulance, I don't want you quitting the Buffalo Center ambulance to join the county. So that's why we took away the $3 an hour, because who wouldn't take a $3 an hour pay raise to sleep at night, you know, in the comfort of their own home, like they had been on the Buffalo Center ambulance, and take away the meetings, and take away the fundraisers, and, you know, everything else. And another thing that just inside that Forest City's doing is this year we're rolling out our station nanny program, which has had amazing response as far as people interested, but Forest City Ambulance is paying people to come babysit kids while we're in our meetings. So if you have children under the age of, I think, 10 or 12, Forest City Ambulance will provide daycare during our meetings and trainings, and then help if you're on a call, to encourage people to bring their kids so that it's not
What a great idea.
dad's going to a meeting and mom's mad now because she's at home alone with the kids yet another night of the week, or, you know, whatever. So now bring your kids, we'll do the daycare, we'll feed them supper.
Well, and then
Try
you
to-
can kinda, instill in their brains that this is the greatest thing in the world to
This
be
is a
on
good
EMS.
thing. It was kind of wild, we got the count, and we have, Forest City, we have 20 kids under the age of 10. Like, we have the potential of upwards of 20 kids with a couple people pregnant, so.
But yeah, those are your next generation.
Those are future EMTs, they're all getting
There you
their
go.
future
Yeah.
EMT shirts when they show up today.
Hey, this is a fun place to go to.
This is cool.
Where's the blood?
That's just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great
Some blood
idea.
guts.
So is that implemented in other places that you guys saw that, or
I
is
learned
this?
about it at a fire school about 15 years ago, and it was something that was going on out at the East Coast, and I've tried for a few years for it to get traction, and we finally have fine-tuned it enough that we felt comfortable rolling it out. Some of the members around Christmas, they were happy because they got to clean out their toy box, so we took members, during Christmas, the ones that are coming, I said, well, bring spare toys, and, we'll go from there. So we'll give that a whirl too, see what we come up with.
Interesting.
All right, well,
Very cool.
I guess we need a motion to approve this, huh?
Yep.
And then you would want this stamped approved?
Yep.
Unless, of course, we vote it down.
Might put it out. That's fine, too.
I'll make a motion to approve the county volunteer program and incorporate it into the budget for EMS.
I'll second.
Motion from Derby and second from Smith to approve the county volunteer program and budget for EMS. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
By the way, we got our income tax,
Mhm.
and it was 91,000 instead of 93,000. So went down.
I'm fine with it.
There we go,
It
yeah.
wasn't 40,000.
That just covered this, what we did here, so. All right, discussion of possible action, agreement with MEIs. What are MEIs?
The medical examiner investigators.
Okay, there we
So
go.
we talked about this, I think, before. Joe wanted to add the decon
Yeah,
in
oh,
there.
yeah.
So, just explain it, I'm too tired.
So a decline would be, with the way we've started, you're fine, the way we've started rolling out, with this, with a death in the county is, if a nursing home has a death, there are certain criteria that still require a nursing home death to go in to be autopsy. Whether it be a traumatic fall, we had one incident where I found out through the grapevine, through a different county's medical examiner's office, that they had declined an investigation of a fall in a nursing home, and when I finally got all the pieces put together and called the funeral home, the funeral director didn't answer the phone because they were burying her. And we went, ruh-roh. We were still able to kind of do what we needed to do to satisfy everything. But a decline would be where the nursing home is uncertain or unsure, do I need a medical examiner, do I not? And they call like at 2 a.m. and say so-and-so's passed away. We do a little phone interview with the nurse and decide yay or nay. We need to go investigate. No, we don't need to investigate. If we don't investigate, then that's what a decline would be. Or someone that we've also had them, hospice type stuff is called. We get into some weird situations, and sometimes just asking questions on the phone is enough for us to say, no, we don't need to be involved in this.
So,
And then we go into Ives and we'll fill out a section and we'll mark it as a decline. So it's still a part of the death record that, yes, the medical examiner was contacted. This is why we decided we didn't need to go on scene and who. So it's all documented that way when
Who
they do.
you talked to,
Yeah.
who you interviewed
Who we
over the
talked to,
phone.
why we decided we didn't need to go, so on and so forth.
Why is there a dollar amount on there then?
On,
Because we talked about doing a $25 for a decon.
Yeah. because
Just
there's
to
still
interview
waking up in the
and-
middle of the night and doing paperwork or whenever,
Okay.
you still have to.
So
be-
that's the compensation
Yeah,
to
the
the,
compensation to do a decline.
that's usually over the phone though.
Yeah, it's usually over the phone. A decline would be done over the phone and we don't need to show up and do anything. So the three things we typically deal with would be a decline, a response to the scene with no autopsy, or response to the scene with an autopsy, are basically the three things that the investigators deal with. Let's not even go down the rabbit hole of cremation certificates, please.
Oh, I think it would probably work out just fine.
I would guess there would probably be, I think I've done, since July 1st, I think I've done 4 declines that I haven't, I've just done them because it's whatever. We're just trying to get up and running, it's fine. So
So the action here would be to approve charging a $25 fee for a
the
decline.
to fill out the paperwork for a decline.
As part of our MEI
Pay scale or whatever.
procedures.
Mhm.
I guess I'll make that a motion.
I'll second.
Motion Derby, a second Smith to have action on an agreement with the MEIs for the $25 decline fee added to it. All in favor, say aye.
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 You handled that well.
Don't try this at home, I'm a trained professional.
Lots of moving parts.
It is.
Is it, yeah, oh yeah, the chair sign,
think
the chair sign is there, I'll make sure that was there.
They're starting to become oiled, so I think it's working out okay. But
You're doing a good job, Joe.
Carla's been a big help through all of this.
Thank you, Carla.
She's even sometimes a therapist for me.
Now that, do we need to have, some kind of a stipend for
should
you
probably
for
give her a
that?
stipend also.
I mean.
That'll be next Thursday probably.
Yeah, next
When we
Thursday.
talk
we'll
about
add
Joe
that.
and-
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. I can see that one.
All she has to say, I deal with Joe.
Deal with Joe on a daily.
Yeah.
That's worth a
I
lot.
keep him off the ledge.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the EMS, they're gonna do the county EMS volunteer program, so. I just brought it up in open and,
Do you have any input on that?
There's an email coming.
You know, that's kind of the age-old problem that I've tried to address and get some traction with it over the years, and just kind of falls on it. We'll just deal with it when it comes, and then we're thrown out in the middle of the muck, and it's like we're trying to think on our feet.
Well, the one thing that's been added in the meantime is that nature center, which is strategically located.
That was Carla's idea.
So if we had access to that for
Yeah.
you guys,
Access and.
Or him,
and
or-
you're willing to go supervise, or.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the supervision part.
have to put structure into it and how it's handled.
You know, and given the events of the other night, we were within, 1 or 2 miles.
Mhm.
A few miles.
Josh was within
Yeah, I mean,
a mile.
that would have been the most logical place if we had that access.
So who does it make the most sense of to be that volunteer that would be there?
And would you want them there before
I
the
would.
storm starts?
I would, because how do you get them there?
Yeah, otherwise they'll be out in the middle of the crap too.
I know those guys, I mean, I know what I don't. I know they get some of their guys, they're sleeping at the shop.
Yeah,
And I don't know if they're doing that on their own accord.
I think
I thought maybe you're gonna have Scott to volunteer to be the one.
Well, I was actually
But-
gonna say
You
that.
know, and
Who should be there?
Well, and, is that a deal where, do we open it up to like a volunteer type thing? Do we, is it a, hey, we got a storm coming in and give them some kind
So
of an
I guess it
incentive?
depends on the
given-
facility you're utilizing.
Yeah,
If it's the nature center, maybe there's
Because
a certain board member that lives just around the
Yeah.
corner that could get there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
to take it back to my example that I used
yeah,
years ago.
there is,
Yeah, that one, Schmidt.
yeah.
Mark Crow was my example. Lives right there on Highway 9, 2 miles east of Thompson. Works for the county roads. He's got access to the, and if we needed the ambulance, that we've had. And I said, he's got about 5 new snowmobiles in his shop right there, 10 feet from his house. I said, he could buzz 2 miles down the road on his snowmobile, grab a plow, and I think we checked with insurance, they said in an emergency, they could plow you all the way to East City. And I just said, you know, and I'm saying it from the stance of, because I'm the guy getting called out into the muck and getting stuck, and knowing what I'm gonna go into, but I gotta go. Because if
Yeah.
I don't,
I think
that's where, what I've had to do on my end of it now as sheriff, that's why I use that Facebook, and I kinda almost chastise people on there and say, look, this is me saying it, exercise common sense and don't go, because if you do, you're on your own, because we cannot physically get to you. And they're risking life and limb, I can't call them out, they shouldn't be out there, you can't.
You know, for an ambulance emergency, that's
Yeah.
one thing why you're risking.
Right.
When you're just risking because someone made a really bad decision.
Yeah, and what all the traffic was the other night was, they were circumventing I-90 and I-35, trying to find a workaround, and they ended up here and getting.
If they
stuck.
close the interstate, which they maintain, you know, at a higher level than anything else,
Yeah.
why would you ever think that the
But-
secondary roads are gonna
And
be?
I'm sorry, you know, that's where I get perturbed, and I'm pretty terse with my words, and I'm like, read between the lines what I'm saying, people.
Yes.
The court of common sense says don't go out. And how many people we said, oh, I wanted to come over to see if it was really as bad as they said it was. Well, yeah, and here we are.
And here we are. And, you know, the downfall is a lot of those people were people that lived in a metropolitan area and they don't understand how to deal with the blow and the snow. You know, so to answer your thing of let's go see what the roads are like, well,
So,
they're not smart enough. The other thing that I wanted with the snow side of the world is I feel like there has to be grant money out there somewhere that if we collaboratively work as sheriff's department, EMS, county, that we can figure out for a quad track, side by side type vehicle, because there is absolutely no reason that we had a $250,000 ambulance out on the road trying to rescue people.
So you're thinking like something that will seat maybe 6 people?
5, 6 people, we could eventually build it into maybe putting an EMS skid if we have to go out to Pilot Knob or something and you know, rescue someone on a trail.
I would say that the Winnebago County Foundation or the Hanson Foundation would be 2 good
Absolutely.
sources for that.
But collectively, I'd like to work, you know, with the sheriff's department, with, you know, trying to figure out a way so we don't.
Is it always gonna be in the right place though?
Yeah.
well,
Well,
and
just
that's,
where.
that's just it. We
You
can make all the best laid
you can
plans in
never
the whole
make
wide
it
world,
perfect.
and then it might sit for 10 years and not get utilized in the
Fine.
fashion we
That-
expect.
That's what it takes to not have anything stupid happen, and it's a good investment.
I happen to know a guy
So-
that sells one at a pretty good price, I think.
And of course, you know, if we went down that road, Thompson Center of the county,
And,
another space to have to put a toy that.
well, and like I was just telling Scott, 9 times out of 10, we have
That's gotta be maintained.
someone there. Like 9 times out of 10, we have, when bad weather hits, unless it's a surprise event, I've been stationing at least 2 people in Thompson, so.
I just think, speaking from my shoes, like I said, if it doesn't fall into somebody else's lap, it's like, well, we'll just kind of deal with it. No, we're the ones having to deal with it. And I don't like that my people have to go out and risk life and limb for somebody else's stupidity, you know? But I mean, that's what we're paid to do, and we know that, but at some point, I'm gonna say, no, I'm drawing the line here. This is the hard line. I told my guys, stay home, stay safe. I know my driveway, I can't get out of it. The way it drifts and falls back in on itself, I'm stuck in my driveway, you know?
Yeah, it's,
I've had times I've tried to squeeze in at the fire hall and wedge it in there, because what place is gonna get towed out first? I had to do that one year. I'm putting on every piece of cold weather gear to walk 4 blocks from my house to Thompson Fire Hall. My wife says, what are you doing? I said, if I don't go, and that person is frozen like a popsicle the next morning, and we didn't make any effort to go, that's on me. My conscience would let me stay home anyway.
Yeah.
I gotta at least try, and I tried, and
I was coming home from California once for Christmas, and I'm by North Platte, Nebraska, on the interstate, and the California gas must have water in it, froze up my fuel filter, and I'm alongside the road with my pickup, and I just had my tools with me and everything. I'm up there underneath the hood, but I've got my snowmobile suit on and all the, warm clothes. And the state trooper pulls up to me and he goes, are you all right? I said, I'll have it going here in a couple minutes. And he goes, well, look at these people in here. And he had his car stacked double deep.
Yeah.
In kids, everything. And amongst them, there was 2 windbreakers. The rest of them all had sweatshirts on.
Oh, yeah.
41 degrees below zero with a 20-mile-an-hour wind.
Hancock County the other
It's
day,
like-
that's all they were doing. They were taxi cabin people left and right.
Mhm.
And like I said, again, we could talk about this to who laid the rail and the best laid plans.
We talked about it earlier at your office, but the snowmobile trail groomers, our groomer in this county doesn't hold a lot of people.
Right.
You maybe apply a couple people in there, but it doesn't have much seating.
Yeah,
But in some counties, they got groomers that actually have a front seat and a back seat and could hold 6, 7 people in it.
And that's true.
But the liability is what kills it.
Exactly.
The insurance
Yeah.
won't cover it. And that's where we're trying to figure out through emergency management or something, can we, through ICAP, have insurance to cover in an emergency, dispatched out, that they could go use that equipment, but ICAP's never really had good response with that.
It's kind of came and gone, but I know how many fire departments around here, Rake was very hot to trot on it when the government surplus stuff where, and you just gotta give it back at the end of your time of using it. I can't envision the proper vehicle that we would need to be feasible.
What would really be nice would be one of those things that they use for the tours up in the Arctic or whatever. They got
Yeah.
2 great big long tracks on them. It's like a great big van on tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or up in Yellowstone, they do tours.
So
and
they have one of them.
It's a van with tracks on it.
Yeah, it's
After, Fleener brought his side-by-side out to help with the mess in the bridge on 69, and we made the ambulance work because we could turn the scene lights on the side. There were 2 people. We could watch the fog line. We drove right down the middle of the road and just prayed nothing was in front of us, is how we got through it the way we did. But that side-by-side, I really think a side-by-side with tracks is the answer, and I think it's obtainable with grant money. I think there's got to
Okay,
be some kind of
so
grant.
who would own it? Who would insure it? Who would be in charge of it?
Yeah, and that's,
maybe that's what we could use that jail telephone money for.
Commissary.
You're the bosses, they're the boss.
the text message money.
Well, no, it's for you. It's your guys that are out there endangered. So
Yeah.
this is going to help them. So
I think, obviously, it's not anything that's gonna be around for the 25-6 snow season, but I think it's something we can work towards for the 26-7.
So does a snowmobile with a sleigh make more sense than a
no,
side?
I tell you-
most people. I told you about the people with the windbreakers and the sweatshirts out in below zero weather with no gloves on. They'd be all froze by the time you got them there.
You're better off with a Ranger with
You got to have something.
extra seating
Back in
and
the day, the
tracks.
sled was a
And
good
heated.
idea, but now that we've evolved to.
And the other thing is, I've
It's a
seen
nicer
the
stereo.
insurance costs of like, say, a snowmobile club that has a groomer and has a sleigh for recovering bodies or whatever,
Mhm.
to rescue people. Those sleighs are really high insurance costs.
I mean, I'm just thinking of our side-by-side, there's drifts I can't get through.
I was gonna say, you
Yeah.
can still get stuck with them.
But you
You can
get
still
it
get
with
stuck.
tracks.
You got the
It's not gonna
tracks.
be as fast,
That way,
but
if
that's okay in a
If
storm.
you're edging along in poor visibility and you go off into the ditch just slightly, you can back out and then start going again. Because
They
with
do
something
have
with tires
heaters.
on, well, I did that once, going out rescuing people in a blizzard a few years ago. I ended up with a couple of them staying at my house, and went out there and I was going out with my blade pickup, and that blade's on the front with them lights, they blind the heck out of you. I ended up walking all the way back to Buffalo Center from just north of the John Deere and getting my Suburban. I made it all the way out there with them, picked everybody up out of the ditch. One was a whole family.
And
Yeah.
we've talked about it as an ambulance, we've talked about that being a grant project for us anyway, so it's, because we have gone out many times out to Pilot Knob and had to rescue people off the trails, off the, and you get snowmobiles now with snow.
Like for your guys'
Yeah.
case, one of those with a van or whatever, what you could actually lay somebody down in it. Would be nice.
You know, and I know I've had situations in the past where one of the best things we did is recovered our original Facebook page and activated it. And a lot of people, I think, around here use that kind of like their news source. Well, I read it on there, and you know, because they don't watch the mainstream news or anything. But when we do put these posts out, weather posts and things like that, and where I'm like, don't travel, you know, and then people will reply back with, "Hey, I got stuck trying to go to work, and I'm out here. Can somebody help?" People are like, "Hey, ding dong, I really said don't drive." You know, but then I've also had that with county people say, "But our sheriff said don't drive, but we're expected to try and do the courthouse to come to work." That's a double-edged sword fight.
Thankfully, it doesn't happen that
Yeah.
often, but it
Yeah.
does
I've
happen.
already spent 5 nights up in Thompson this year.
Alright.
We had the Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving storm, the weekend after Thanksgiving, we spent 2 nights up there then. I spent a random Tuesday night up there. And then we spent Sunday and part of Monday up there, and then there was one other event that kind of rolled in that was a weird one that I was up there for 12 or 16 hours overnight.
Hey, Scott, you're plow drivers, I think they're pretty good about calling in or calling somebody with vehicles they come across in their trucks, right, when they're out. Yeah. I didn't, like, what we do, we have like the little ribbon tape, you know, you see it on stranded vehicles or night, you know. My ask would be, you know, if you guys come across something, call it in the dispatch, so, hey, the plate's this, or it's a red vehicle, I can't make the plate, but it's not your job to put ribbon on it, but if you can, but if somebody goes, hey, that's been
At least
checked,
somebody's been
you know,
checked.
Sure, well, our guys will get out and talk to you.
yeah,
So they're-
yeah, you know, but then we'll get a passerby later and dispatch, they got 800 things going on. Well, has that one been checked or not? And then you have to go check on it, well,
Or it might,
if the
Ensure
ribbon's
this-
on there, common sense to say,
yeah, it might
Someone-
ensure the
some-
safety of me going
Yeah.
by it later thinking
Yeah.
I need to check on it.
was that one that we
Yeah.
needed to truck back up there, oh, that one's already been checked, so, you know.
That's a good idea.
You know, I just thought if we could work in the game that way. You guys do a great job, and you're out there, I know, and then they have to stop and rev up again. You gotta keep your momentum going to keep them trucks.
Sure, but if we're gonna stop and check on somebody.
You could
we
tie a
can
ribbon.
Yeah, just, I mean, it takes 20 seconds.
Ribbon.
Did you guys,
Oh, I just go out to.
Just go steal some out of Hef's
Yeah.
car.
I'm sure we have.
You know,
Kick a window in it.
it's like that plastic.
As long as everybody's understanding the coloring and the,
Yeah.
Yeah, or, you know.
The system.
Whatever you use.
I have pink in my car, a lot of the guys have like the neon green or. you
so
know.
it doesn't matter color, it's just
No.
means
no,
somebody was there
no.
and checked.
Yeah.
Just so John Q, you know, cause I've done that,
You can get it right out of
I'll
palm
call
card.
him dispatch. We look at it going by too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that just at least gives you the knowledge of, okay,
You guys-
somebody has definitively got it in a window and put the tape on and go, okay, that car's
Yeah.
clear.
So what do you envision if we went for grant money for the tracked vehicle? Whatever type that you're talking about, who would own it?
I'll bring it up at the board meeting, we've got a board meeting on Sunday. But we're gonna talk about grant projects that we wanna write grants for, we always do that at the first of the year. And I know that has been a lot of grumblings, cause then EMS would own it, and we'll just. But that also gives you the
You're
opportunity
talking
to
about Fort
have-
City EMS.
What's that? Yeah, Port City EMS would own it, and then, you know, that gives them the opportunity to call us out, and it gives you more people, you know, like, okay, we can put someone in as you're gonna be the side-by-side driver for the storm, and then they can remain in their squad cars, and we can be shuttling people and or whatever. We go from there.
We find our side by
Well, once
side is
they-
a lot more useful when we put a plow on the front.
Is it?
in the,
Cause
You know,
you
and one-
can- the ones that you're kind of afraid of that you maybe can't get through,
You can plow it.
you can,
And I've wondered about that
Plow
because we've even run into instances where even in town, like we can't get to the house because the snow plows have been by and plowed in the driveway. Well, if you're having chest pain, you ain't gonna come out and clean your driveway out for us to get there, you know, like, well, now how do we get over the 4 foot? We've had to page fire out before and
Just to get them out.
just to get out of the house because the snow plows have come by and covered up
Yeah.
driveway. We had one guy that had been down for 4 days laying on the floor, and we'd had 2 snow events. Well, you can about imagine what his driveway looked like. So,
If you had a longer one with the 2-row seating, and you had a V plow on the front, then you're going down the road, it blasts it
Well,
both ways rather than in your face.
If I recall correctly, again, going back years ago, the incident that brought all this to a head of this kind of discussion was about 3.5 miles east of Thompson, there on the north side, the gal, she had twins, and maybe was hemorrhaging, and the ambulance got there, Troy Swinnerton was pushing everybody to get there, and then the ambulance kind of cut the corner getting onto the highway, because couldn't see, hanging in the ditch. And, you know, everything came out fine in the end, but
yeah,
that was the one that said, we gotta have
we gotta figure
a
something out.
plan to, and here we are all these years later, we're still
We're still working on
taking
it.
it case by case, and
My thing was, with the side-by-side is, number one, it's way cheaper than a plow truck, and it's way cheaper than an ambulance and a squad car, you know,
Yeah.
like.
Well, side by side, you're gonna spend 40,000 with tracks, and if you want to plow on it, you're at 45 probably, and.
Well, what's one of your big plow trucks cost after they drive it in the ditch and wreck it?
Cause you gotta have the good cab with heat.
Yeah. You know, the possibility of the loss of wrecking it is way smaller than,
Well, anything that's smaller and lighter is gonna be
and it's more, you know, it's
more
more
maneuverable.
maneuverable. And then here's the B plan, now we're stuck with the side-by-side, now we'll bring out a plow truck to plow our way out to the side-by-side to rescue the people, you know, but. Try to just take your job away from the
beating the
other
whole
guy.
thing to death, I say, start scumming
We'll
on
work
the
on it.
internet, or
I'll talk with the board a little bit on Monday.
seeing what some other fire department has out there is too.
Fire department, the problem with the fire department side of the world is they've got water on theirs, so now you take it out in the cold and stuff freezes and it's just a mess.
And there again, like I said, when it's Forest City Fire, I know they've used that multiple times, but my rake.
Grab my rake and don't do it good. Yeah. I think we can we'll start, I'll bring it up at the board meeting and we'll.
Again,
Look into
I
grants.
missed Joe's conversation, but I think we just have a little more of a concrete plan
Emergency
in
action
place that helps, you know.
Hey, we got a guy who does that.
We do have a guy that we pay to do that.
And I know we had
Who
this
was gonna say that?
after action plans, but,
Yeah, I think, and that's what I told them, I'm gonna send an email out to you and let's just get this started and get Buffington on it. And 'cause they have, you know, they opened the rec center down in Garner, they had places open in.
exactly, yes.
Buffalo Center we've got here, like, we have an abundance of warm places, safe harbors for people. It's just we don't have access to them, we don't have contacts for people to come, you know, we have nothing in place.
Yeah.
And it's something that, since we, as a county, have a lot of money into that nature center, we should probably have a conversation with that board on
Yeah.
having access to it in an emergency.
I think they meet tomorrow, they meet Monday,
Next Monday?
next
And even
Monday.
getting, you know, my honest thoughts were, the other night when I was sitting out there, I thought, you know, if I had access to the nature center at 2:00 in the morning, I'd probably just spend the night on a chair or something there instead of trying to drive back to Thompson in this shit, you know, was my thought,
Mhm.
so.
Well, it's like if you got people there, if you went out and got them and then ended up there, then you would just stay there until you got called out.
There's no reason we can't
Then you
have,
would, then you could be the person supervising everything
Mhm.
until you got called out again, but,
there's no reason we can't have set up some punch code access of some sort.
yep.
And, you know, like Thompson, I don't like the idea the county says with all that valuable equipment and
Fire
it's like,
station.
it's not intended for that, but, you know, we.
Yeah, but in an
we do have the
emergency,
Senior center up there.
and if somebody steals something out of there, it's pretty obvious who did it. You know,
Yeah.
maybe it could be one of how many people were there.
but like, it's a garage, that's.
The mayor in Thompson has a gym he could put people in.
Yeah, but you just don't,
It's not
Yeah,
extremely warm, but it's got a lot of
Right,
stuff
right.
sitting there, extra furniture.
Like I say, your North Junction Center of the county's, conservation building, Heritage Center.
There's Buffalo, we got this.
It seems like it's the perfect setup for social media, Facebook, you know, these are the shelters.
Yep.
Yeah, probably in
And-
Thompson, it'd be the library, conference.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Conference room and library.
Mhm.
And, you know, I know.
I
Andy
call it
Buffington-
senior center, I don't know if that's.
I know Andy's got even some Green Army cots, you know,
Yeah.
we can have pre-station there.
I actually
4 or 5
have a whole
people there.
bunch of mattresses and folding beds that are slat beds.
Mhm.
When I used to have a bunkhouse,
Yeah.
they're stacked up on the stage.
Yeah, so I mean, there's stuff out there that we could definitely be utilizing and to make this a process a lot easier on everyone.
Problem is, if you accumulate stuff like that, where do you put it? And
Right, and we, in the time when the school was just closed out and they had a Sunday afternoon activity at the fairgrounds, and that tornado was coming.
Mm.
And they're calling me and said,
Yeah.
can you get us in there? And we ended up at the old school.
that was when we had it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The first year,
Yeah, first year.
because
But anyway,
we left the back door open so that we
Yeah.
could.
Because that was pretty sketchy. It was coming and but nowhere for all those people.
Yeah, I don't
What
think we
year
had
was
any.
that?
That was it was 2016, I think, because we hadn't got any apartments done by then yet. We'd just gotten it 2 months before that.
Interesting.
Anyway, well, I appreciate you, put some thought to this and, we can
Absolutely.
try and get ahead of the game.
We don't want to encourage the world to drive through 69 in a storm, but it happens. That's probably something I could bring up at our transportation policy meeting to the DOT when they're there. Because when they close I-35 and then they say 69's closed, but have no function of it to be closed, puts the burden on the local.
and the interstates are so wide open and cleared to minimize drifting much better than all the back 2 lanes. So, yeah, just north of Woburns there.
Too long and,
On that same day, we have the Regional Emergency Response Committee meeting in Mason City. It should be brought up there. How do we handle things like that? That's more of the hazmat.
Yeah, you go out there with an ambulance or a fire truck and you gotta go through the drift. If you go out there with a 4-wheeler, it'll go over the drift, or something bigger with tracks. But,
That's where the V-plow is kind of nice. It just
yeah, but some of them drifts, like the ones north of Thompson there in the curves, you'd be getting through there with a V-plow, and either the DOT can't get through it, they gotta come in with a snow blower to clear it out sometimes.
and that's just one of the, like a contingency on that where that thing's gonna vary.
Well, even the day when there was no drifts,
Can we do it, kind
I
of
was-
chip away at it?
I was hauling seed beans, to the Thompson Seed Farm from up by Rake. And when we were done, the last time we went through there, and there was no drifts there, but there was vehicles stopped there because they couldn't see. And it wasn't even dark yet. I mean, that was just such a blind area there. I mean, I was looking at the sides of the roads and stuff and looking at the road, but Sam come through, I went through there with a pickup, and Sam went through there with the semi after that, and somebody had stopped right in the road, and he almost hit him.
Yeah.
And,
Somebody, like I was uptown the other day and somebody said, well, what about that tree line now? I wonder if now.
I just mentioned that.
and I'll talk to the DOT about that. If there's some funding for that.
It would
know.
surely be worth their effort.
Yeah, because they put money into windbreaks, but they don't necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a windbreak, all right, but it's a real drifter.
And I'll have one of the owners of that captive audience a week from tomorrow or
Oh, okay.
today
Yeah.
for about half a day.
All righty. Thanks, you guys. Happy New Year.
Yep,
you.
yep.
the office.
Alrighty,
Can you hang around for a little bit? We're almost done.
Oh, sure, yeah.
consider for approval county claims.
I'll make the motion to approve the county claims.
I'll second it.
Yeah, motion from Smith and second from Derby, approve the county claims. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of payroll claims.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll claims.
I'll second.
Motion from Derby, a second from Smith to approve payroll claims. All in favor say aye.
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 We stand adjourned.
Until next Thursday.
Can I shut this off?
No, we got one too.